Welcome back. This is the Ep2. Let's dive in, shall we? Dude. A lot of people have already gathered in the mansion's front yard by the time we officially open the doors. I'm not sure whether I should feel baffled or underdressed standing in their presence. Men and women of wealth and stature, all dressed to the nines in fancy suits and yuppie dresses of varying colors, compose the middle-sized crowd. The nets and arms and fingers are adorned with silver gold glistening in the afternoon sun. Some even have ridiculous fancy feathered hats on their heads. I really hope there aren't any magpies living nearby, lighting the stories. Those birds will have a field day in this. Cool. They're murmuring among themselves, the state facade appeasingly, with some arguing about whose mansion has superior architecture. Oh, okay. Ah, Rose. But most of it stops as Rose calls for their attention. There's only 2 peas are being ordered around, but what can they do about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We'll be taking a tour of the mansion in 2 groups. Please make sure you filled up our sign-in forms before joining a specific group.
Those who want to look around the first floor, please follow my partner. I'll be guiding the ones who wish to see the ground floor.
Hearing this, a few wandered to me. They are mostly old ladies who seem daunted at the idea of climbing all those stairs. Okay. Miss McCoy, I am butchering it terribly, so I wish I did improve that, but I can't. Also joined our group, but what really catches my eye is the elegant dress pair as she approaches.
It's so nice to finally meet you! When Chief Inspector Lee mentioned that a famous interior designer is in town, I knew I had to get you.
Your confidence in my skills is very flattering, ma'am.
The guy in the back looks like a vampire already. I'm not saying I'm trolling it, but I'm just saying.
I'm sure you won't disappoint, Marianne.
Vampire. Vampire! That's it, I am trolling it.
Oh, you know each other?
Not at all, ma'am.
You mentioned something about a Marianne on our way here, darling?
Oh, yes, I think I did.
Vampire! Ah, they must be the kind she was talking about. I might have seen her face somewhere before, some magazine or television. I don't quite remember. Or maybe an old portrait from the 1700s. And I'm onto him. But then most of our deaths have either ended up on the news one way or another. I won't be surprised if these 2 already have. For people who are popular though, they aren't dressed as rowdy as the others, and in their simplicity, the couple stands out. A woman in particular is stunning enough to turn the heads of most people in my group, especially the men with wandering eyes. The guy standing beside her doesn't seem to mind though. And if I'm going to be a bit bolder with my assumptions, I'll say he's basking in the attention. Both of them, in fact. I think they're brother and sister if it wasn't for their public display of affection. Matching rings on their fingers just cement the fact that they are indeed a couple. My only sunshine. Okay. Whatever. Couple or not, what's important is we let this deal close before the current owners can even think of cancelling the estate. They are aware that this property's been sold, right? I might be just misinterpreting it. Probably, who knows. I just hope one of the people in mine or Rose's group is brave and generous enough to buy this mansion. And so with papers in hands, I head the way. The outdoors. Is that more greener than it was last time? I can't tell. When they aren't whispering among themselves or doing oh or ah for one thing or another, they ask questions. From how the restorative process went to the history of the place, I answer them all, more than happy to talk about the art pieces and architecture mostly. I'm careful not to mention anything about the urban legend. Not a good material for self-stores, and even if the entire population of Yotsburn knows about it...
Some of the furnishings here are actually the 17th century originals.
17.
All of which have undergone a painstaking restoration process just to return its original beauty.
Oh, it's a journal. Okay. Today marked the infamous mansion. Oh. Into Yatsman's most well-known temple, Ute in Hannah Wright. Okay, cool.
Even the glass thing. Colorful ones. Oh, I don't know, but you get the idea, I hope.
They even sort of get the ones in the background.
Especially that one, ma'am. It is said to be a gift commissioned by the fiancé of Lady Charlotte Ermengarde.
Vampires.
The mansion's current owners have specifically requested that the restoration crew take great care in handling it. It's a priceless work of art and the most distinctive feature of the mansion.
By the time I've stopped talking, her attention is already elsewhere.
Isn't this place wonderful, darling? I told you it's not a total waste of your time.
That's the yon ear. Is it me? Maybe because the interior, the other lady has been covered, but his is just yawn. It's too yawn.
I don't know. Isn't it a bit too small? We might have to break a wall down to have more room.
Oh, yardy da.
Well, I think it is just right. Don't you think so, Marianne?
It is splendid, ma'am. But isn't it a little too early to make plans when no deal has been signed yet?
Never mind that. It isn't going to be a problem. We've got a wonderful legal team to handle everything.
Wow. Oh.
Start taking notes, though. I think I've got a few things I want changed before we move in.
I don't know why, but I'm in the mood to kill someone now. Don't know why. I did murder some vampires, that to be fair. Sorry, I'm then distracted. The rest of this conversation gets lost in the chatter of our companions. I don't want to make any assumptions yet, but their sheer interest has enough to give me some semblance of hope. Oh, peace, 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 peace. Yes, this dies. Be the one. Sorry, what did I read? I don't know. Eventually, our group reaches the kitchen. Ooh. A door. Interesting. Much like the rest of the house, a great deal of effort has been put into retaining the room's classical appeal. The open half, the end of the room in particular is amazing, like the ones I've only seen in fairy tale books. And mad prompts to the teen and true. Seriously, after overhearing hundreds of complaints about the suit and task, staying in the Brits, and how much of a pain in the ass this would be, they still managed to pull this off. Or made it yet presentable at use. Now that's to be just good workers. But with this, I feel we had something spooky. Perhaps, maybe we've just seen this. Maybe it's not Jane. Maybe there is the blood everywhere.
The highlight of the room, however, is what's underneath this hatch here.
I'm sorry?
Oh, don't say anything yet! An underground wine cellar.
Creepy. This is the first time Dre speaks up. Mr. Ute Wright, my memory is surprised from the forms they signed earlier. Oh, so he's Ute Wright. Okay. His sudden attentiveness touched me off guard since the start of the tour. Only his wife has shown any form of genuine interest in this place. This is where it's always the story's behind, isn't it? By this time, something lights up in his eyes at the mention of the undergrowth. What's so interesting about the basement? I don't understand rich people sometimes. Right now, he just gives me the impression of a child who has seen what he absolutely wants for Christmas. A basement? That's a bit shady. A bit tinky too. I've always found it cute whenever I see children act that way. My younger siblings especially. On a drone man, it's almost funny.
Yes, sir. It could house around 7,000 to 11,000 bottles of wine.
Oh, damn.
Truly. And the room, how was it built?
The bricks that were used to build the cellar have been carefully picked for the purpose of maintaining and preserving a constant temperature and humidity in the room. It's a good place to keep your private collection in if you have one, sir.
It keeps the corks in good condition.
Oh, love. Didn't you say before that you wanted to make your own personal vineyard? Perhaps you could start one here.
You know we're going to need space for that, darling.
And this isn't big enough?
If it's space you're worried about, sir, the Ermengarde mansion sits on a 46-acre lot. There's plenty of room for it. We were told that the original owners had a horse stable built here before, too.
Just I can't say that word for the life of me, especially on Mr. Wright's face, but he doesn't say anything further. His wife, however, seems really pleased that he has started to show interest, if only a little. I smile to myself. I may not really understand how these people's minds work, but I sure as hell know how to spot a buyer with a sincere interest. Stall. Can't wait to tell Rose. Rest of the tour goes by without a hitch. In more than half an hour, we're able to cover almost every room in the ground floor as we're heading up to the parlour. I'll probably have to go down in the basement at one point. It's not going to be pretty, I don't think. Funny, the first time BRC has had a survey of this property, I kept complaining to Rose how big it is. Now I can't even bring myself to 10, no matter how much my feet hurt. Maybe it's just my excitement over a possible sale. Just why would you need so many rooms? I'm just... When we reach the parlour, however, an odd feeling washes over me. What is that sound? It's sort of a small goosebumps on my skin, a feeling of being watched intently. Is that over there? Or is it those two? They Ute and Charlotte. Whispers in ears and shadows dancing yurting in the torn of my vision. Dark silhouettes that are dawned when I turn to Yurt. A chill settles down my spine, making me feel sick, and I start to break out in the cold sweat. I can't do this. I need to sit down for a moment. The OJs and the group have been requesting for a break anyway. If I can just...
Excuse me, everyone? We will be taking a 15-minute rest here before we visit the first floor. In the meantime, please help yourselves to the refreshments and snacks we prepared. If anyone has any questions, feel free to approach me. I'd be happy to help you.
I let him sit, and while I retreated to a quiet corner to recover. It's not what you think. Don't think about it. I'm not thinking about anything. It's not what you think. I'm not thinking it. I probably just taught in Better's Toad. Don't think about it. I'm not thinking about it. I have to yearn for did wow. It's the same words spewing out of my yips in a silent prayer. To her hand taps my soda.
Hello, you there?
Yes, ma'am?
Oh, look at you. Having to show a group around a mansion this big must be exhausting.
Is it wrong to punch someone when you're trying to sell them a property? Is it wrong? I don't think it's wrong.
Not a problem, ma'am. I'm just doing my job.
What a hard worker. Anyway, Isabel, right?
Isabella, actually. But yes, what can I help you with, ma'am, right?
Why give me the need to punch somebody?
Please, just Hana. Call me Hana. I just wanted to ask, how soon are we able to move in?
My brain completely stops. The sixth feeling appeared to me is suddenly done and pierced by utter bewilderment. Is this a joke? She is me expecting me as I struggle to come up with an answer.
Wait, ma'am, you see... But we haven't even negotiated a price yet, ma'am. We haven't even finished touring the rest of the mansion. A sale would be great and all, but...
She stops me from speaking any further and puts a hand on my shoulder. For a moment, with her tight smile, she looks as if she has tasted a particularly sour Yemen. God, her eyes are squinting at me.
Oh, please, sweetie, don't insult me. money is not a problem.
Okay.
And just between you and me, this place is better off with us than with some old lady who'll probably just fill it up with cats.
Nothing wrong with that. Cats need to be appreciated and respected. They would love this place. Ah, don't give me that sour yet. You know I'm right.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with having cats here in
Thank you,
Montana.
Isabella.
I'm sure there's more than enough space here if you want pets.
Perfect now. Perhaps I'm still not feeling well, but really, what's wrong with Tats? I know, right? More importantly, why is she talking about moving in already?
Well, I'm more of a dog person.
Ah, screw you.
But you see, this is going to be a gift to my darling. It's going to be our anniversary soon.
Vampires. Vampires. Portrait. People. Vampires. Do I have to say it anymore? Do I
And
really
it
have
would be
to?
so wonderful if you can secure its purchase for us.
My job is only just to sell the place. I don't do the business things. I just show you around.
Why, I can even offer something extra if you help us out with the paperwork.
We actually have a process for this, ma'am. I don't really think that would be necessary or appropriate.
And just what are you two lovely ladies talking about here? Leaving me and our lovely interior designer to talk here by ourselves.
She froze.
What would the people think, darling?
Oh, it's just small talk, love. I was asking if she could help me with the paperwork.
Concerning. Very concerning. I tried not to wince when my nails dug into my shoulder. Oh, and her nail. Oh. I can't help but send an imploring yet at Miss Matorahe, who only gives me an apologetic smile and a shrug. Oh, no.
Yeah, I can give you a fact sheet and a form to fill out.
No. Don't trust it. No. 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 She wastes no time in taking the papers from my hand and shuffles through the bunch. Oh man, Rose is gonna be angry for me letting her do that.
Wonderful. And Marianne, I'd really love to talk to you about those changes. You took some notes earlier, yes?
I did, Mom. But I really hope that this time...
Excellent. Hopefully you can help us out too, Isabel.
Isabella.
Right. It's a lovely name, Isabel.
Oh, I just want to punch her.
It's Isabella.
Oh,
Yes, that's great. We'll be more than happy to put in a good word to your superiors too, and... What's this?
oh, haha. Oh dear. A yet of 2 years old or steam achievement. A yet of fusing the dust appears on her face. Turning to her husband, he merely shrugs in reply.
That's, an interesting work of art. Not to my taste, though. I'm sorry.
Darling, Buttercup, art is a complete overstatement for this garbage. It looks like a cheap prop from a D-list horror film.
Shush, love.
Overlap.
Let the girl do what she pleases with, what do they call this? Oh, forget about it. At the very least, it's not as dreadful as the one art exhibit I was forced to attend last month.
So 3 other people have seen this.
You should have seen it, Marianne. Even you would have been appalled. But I'm sure you'll know what to do with all walls once we get started.
I highly doubt it is as bad as you say, Ma'am. Nevertheless, you can be assured that my team will only pick whatever suits your tastes. Nothing of this chain letter sort, of course. It has to always work with a palette.
I'm quite sure chain letters these days don't come in this form.
It's my turn to be puzzled. What do you mean? Rose and I double-checked everything. Are the papers I handed not enough? I want to ask what I did wrong. I don't want to mess this up. With the way Miss Hannah leading the conversation, I'm afraid that's exactly what would happen if I do interrupt her.
That's good to hear. See, darling, isn't she an absolute delight to work with? I can't wait to see how this place will look when she's done with it.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that, Buttercup.
A smile is back on her face when she turns to me and hands me a strange piece of paper.
I would still put it away if I were you, though. Otherwise, people might get the wrong impression. Anyway, as I was saying...
I don't hear the rest of what she says after that. I only stare down the paper at the Yetta in my hands. The side shrink to my drip and my breathing grows yaber. Dread and twitchy fills my mind.
Isabella? Isabella? Are you alright? You're looking pale.
I didn't even notice when Rose Stroop joined us in the parlour. I want nothing more than to say no, I'm not alright. I want to leave this place. To remember everything as clear as day. Oh, yes, sir. There's Yetta and that woman in the attic. It's real.
The letter. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Terrious, I've been so terrious. How do you even tell them that without using you to have gone mad? Oh, interesting. Interesting. I'll show the Yetta. I've read that before. I should think twice about what I'm going to say.
Rose, we need to get out of here. This place is cursed.
Rose taps a nervous glance at the people in the room. More still engaged in conversation with peers, but those curious enough to turn their heads in her group's directions have been given her trademark saleswoman's smile. A tight expression is on her face when she pulls me aside.
Isabella, we've already had a conversation about this weeks ago. Those are just stories.
And I'm telling you that it's not. I saw something in there. It's not human at all. I thought it was just nothing, but isn't this letter proof enough?
She gently reaches out to pick up the paper off my hands. Without even taking a chance at it, she folds it back neatly.
Look, I'm really getting worried about you. I know you want to see this open house through, but your condition is more important.
Interesting, she didn't see the Yetta.
Give me a few minutes to wrap things up here, and I'll drive you to the nearest hospital.
Oh, Rose.
No! You don't understand! There isn't a condition, Rose. No concussion at all. I'm fine. But this place isn't, and you're being stubborn about it.
Before Rose should... here it is, shivering in. Before Rose should open her mouth for a retort, a hand lands on both our shoulders, pulling the two of us distance closer.
Now, ladies, what seems to be the problem here?
Nothing, sir. I just had to clarify a few things with my colleague.
Well, it certainly seems intense. A smile fits the two of you better, in my opinion.
I know. I just spit old power snakes in this.
Especially darling little Lily here.
I'm sorry. He gives my shoulder a gentle squeeze while an inscrutable smile spreads across his face.
It's Isabella, sir.
Where the hell did that Yuri from?
Of course. But my point still stands. And with two beautiful ladies here, I'm sure.
And I'm sure little Lily here would certainly appreciate it if you remove your pretty hands from her, darling.
Pressure on my shoulder yips as soon as those words leave his wife's lips. While the star on her face is trying to splatter water on me, it's impossible to miss this peas frown on Miss Matare's face. Oh, aye? Something going on? The realization that we might use this cell just as my outburst instantly dawns on me. Rose will be beyond pissed.
I think I need to step out for a while. I'll be back.
Bow my head, I mutter a twit apology and endeavor my stuff to make a twit exit. Doesn't matter if this place is haunted or not. I've caused trouble and Rose can be quite unforgiving of behaviour like this. I'm always at the door when she catches up to me.
Isabella, wait!
The apprehension must have been quite obvious on my face because her expression instantly shifts to something gentler, eyes softer, a fond smile spreading on her lips.
Hey, I'm not angry.
I know. I'm sorry I ruined this for you.
Come on, you didn't ruin anything. It's not like we haven't ran into any problems before. If we don't get a deal today, we can always try on a different day. And look.
She hesitates, to pretty train off before shifting her gaze down to her hand, a small gesture to stall. Her fingers are fiddling with a piece of folded paper. Is that stupidetto then? My hand stiffens when she gives it back, but I take it nevertheless, more as an automatic response than the desire to have it back. I throw it away if I can, but I have this nagging feeling that one way or another it will find its way back to me, regardless of what I do about it.
Rose, this is... You have to let them know about...
I know you want us to get this sale so badly, and we've made a lot of plans on how to go about this. I mean, who wouldn't? This is the first time I've been assigned to a property like this. I've sold plenty of houses before, but nothing like what we have here. It's a beautiful house. I'd love to get one of my own if I ever win the lottery. But I think...
What about all the rooms?
Look, here's the thing, Isabella.
Are you a tat yeti?
If we are going to do this, work on something, I don't know, this big, I need you in top shape. And the way you are now...
My mind stops.
What? Wait. No, I can still work. I just need to get myself together.
That's what you said earlier. I let it go because I thought, hey, it's your own body and you should know more than anyone how you feel. But after this, I really think you should take a break.
Oh, damn.
You're kicking me out?
Did I get Isabel sort of fired?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Look, all I'm asking is for you to take a seat somewhere I can see you, and let me handle this for now.
Okay.
You're clearly not yourself, and I honestly could use some time not worrying when you'll fall over or not. The day's not even over, and I'm already feeling the stress. Please, humor me just this once.
I kinda did it. So jams her hand down in front of her, eyes peering for understanding. And I do understand. To some extent. Doesn't mean I feel any less awful. Whether myself, at the unyoti turn of the situation has taken, or for her, I don't really know.
I promise I'll give you a full report of what happens after. I'll even let you take the lead tomorrow.
Fine. Okay. I'll step aside for now.
You're upset.
A little, yeah, obviously.
If it's any consolation, I won't tell the boss about today. You know how he is.
Please don't. I don't want a repeat of the lecture I got during my first assignment. He called me a noob, and I don't even know what that means.
Strange choice of words for a businessman. But fair enough. At the moment, we both burst into a heapiest diddles, earning us strange yets from the desks moving about the door. Toward the after the ideas is easy to forget any mishaps that happened. You'd have things you learn to appreciate, I guess.
So, are we good?
Still not a tell of it, but Rose has a point. It's better for me to step out for this one for now.
I won't be able to help you anyways if I keep getting distracted like this. Maybe I'll just take a walk outside or something while I wait for you to wrap things up.
Please, just stay put. I insist.
I'm not an invalid, Rose.
You clearly have not seen how you looked earlier.
It's not that bad.
Color hasn't even returned to your cheeks yet. Just stay here, all right? Don't even think of going anywhere.
Maybe I already died.
Let me finish what I'm doing here, and then I'll take you back to Luxembourg myself to have that minor bump checked. At least wait for me to call someone who'll fetch you, okay?
She's done before I can voice one word of a complaint. Friday still? Yeah, with nothing else to do, I find myself drifting back to the foyer. Few visitors unit in the area, some me enjoying the afternoon sunlight streaming through the stained glass windows. Others have seen admiring the priceless artists decorating the room. One group of LDEs davaged some ways of trust for me, is occupied in a friendly banter about which one would toss more to buy. He don't want it here, and teasing all you have to be there, teasing here. I smile to myself. This conversation reminds me of what I've been missing these past few months. Rose is probably right, I do need a break. Maybe afternoon's hangout would help. Speed enough, I should to Ash. It's a few hours early from what I told him, but he did ask for a tour once I'm done. Besides, I don't have a ride back. He offered, so I might as well take her. Well, bribe him to give me one. Fair enough. Not that he ever accepted the latter, personal convictions and all. Honestly, if there's something I find admirable in him, despite his tendency to annoy the hell out of me, it's that. Whenever way works, a free ride is still a free ride. There's Rose offered too, but despite what she says, I know she'll be busy for the rest of the afternoon, especially without me assisting. But now for a favour as small as this is the last thing I want to do right now. 12 minutes and a few prayers asking for a decent signal later. I too finally denounced and...
Shit! Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out, can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out, can't beat
Shit,
me.
how loud is this
Looking
thing
for
even?
trouble? Better not lie. I'm a
The
cool
shop
dude,
rings
pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup,
fills
I'm
the
Ash from
entire hall,
Deluxe
disrupting
City.
the present
Baggers,
quiet
watch
as
out,
that settled.
can't beat me.
Soon enough,
Looking
heads
for
begin
trouble?
turning to search the
Better
sound,
not lie.
mine tooted.
I'm a cool dude,
I started
pretty
around a
fly
small
for an
town
Asian
before
guy.
sewn in on a young
Sup,
figure
I'm
trap
Ash from Deluxe
behind the
City.
same group of old
Baggers,
people
watch
checking out
out,
the door
can't
between
beat me.
moments
Looking
ago.
for trouble? Better not
He
lie.
facing away from
I'm
me,
a
filming
cool
with something
dude,
in his
pretty
hands.
fly for an Asian guy.
But
Sup,
I,
I'm
oh my
Ash from
god!
Deluxe
But I
City.
don't know to
Baggers,
see
watch
his
out,
face,
can't
knowing
beat me.
whose
Looking
back
for
it is.
trouble? Better not lie.
I
I'm a cool
recognise
dude,
that
pretty
dumb
fly
part
for an
of...
Asian guy.
Anyway, I can't
Sup,
focus,
I'm Ash
god.
from Deluxe
Without bothering
City.
to end this tour, I
Baggers,
marched
watch out,
towards
can't
them.
beat me. Looking
And,
for
oh, please
trouble?
then.
Better
And what
not
happened there?
lie.
I'm really not in the
I'm a
mood to deal
cool
with this.
dude,
Of all the
pretty fly
times to-
for an Asian guy.
Ashton Frey!
Fine heavens, this ended. It just went on and on and on. Hi, Aston. What happens next is something I'll show you later for having not been told. What was that? He jumps, he gets out an identified yelp, followed by his phone stripping out from his grip. Bounces off from one hand to another in this poor attempt to catch it before only falling flat on the floor with a sounding trapped. Trying to feel sorry for the phone and the fuel. But it's not every day that you tap someone like Ash off guard in little reaction. Damn his stupid detective senses. I'll take every ounce of refrigerating debt, no matter how small. An ordered pauses between us. A bient. A top. He makes a face. And in the twit-to motion he ducks and retrieves his abused gadget while Drin threatens to break out from my yips. He doesn't meet my eyes when he straightens, but a flash has trapped up his neck and cheeks. In other units, where we haven't known each other for 5 years and suffering through this teasers in the day-to-day occurrence, chances are I find that adorable. Aw, endearing even. Fortunately, it isn't the kind of world where things are I've already content to see him out of his obnoxiously calm and yet disposition.
Hello to you too, scaredy cat. I could stand to be greeted like a normal person, you know.
What? And miss that look on your face? No way! Oh man, I should have taken a picture.
I am so honored you find this funny. Is that how you treat your guests? I think I need to talk to your supervisor.
Talk to yourself. You aren't even a guest here. What are you doing here in the first place?
For a moment, he has shed a tat that swallowed the canary. A yellow tat imagery. Suddenly checking over every note and tranny in his phone for any damaged scratches seems to have been more interesting activity than the sprint himself.
Ash.
I could be looking to buy a house.
Really?
A mansion?
Yeah, why not? Did you see the view outside? It doesn't look haunted to me at all.
He's messing with me.
Ashton, I am not in the mood. What are you doing here?
He glances at Jim's at some point behind me. The pile? Curious, of all his days before I can figure out What is toward his attention, he places a hand on my shoulder and turns me back to face him.
I just finished working on something, so I dropped by.
I still don't see how this work has anything to do with why he's here. Am I confused yet he drops my hand resting on my arm, that he has touched something particularly hot, and cautiously rubs the back of his neck. Spots, they do fly.
And I said I'll see if I can pick you up. Turns out I can. Free time and all.
Aww.
So here I am.
He's gonna die.
Figured you'd still be busy, and so I roamed around for a while.
Oh, you should have mentioned that sooner. I was about to throw you out.
Throw me? Hey, I was given a pamphlet. I think that makes me a legitimate client.
We have mandatory sign-in sheets for clients, Ash. I didn't see your name on it. And you can't just roam around because it says open house. Normal people actually follow an etiquette here.
Right, okay. I think I'll just go ahead and...
No, wait. I wasn't really going to throw you out.
Wait, what? Now?
Someone must have shown, I've shown in my face because he paused and just made a yawn hard stare. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how often he yucks as if everything around him is a chore. I avoid his eyes, hoping he'll drop the subject and won't ask about any more questions. He asks me if I want to tell him what happened, especially the part about the Yetta. In fact, he's the last person on Earth I have a thing about telling to, if I can help it. Aww. Sure, he's... Did I sip something? Probably. Sure, he's dependable guy. God knows how many times he's helped me, even without me asking for it. But stuff about ghosts and supernatural? He'll never believe those, even if he hears it from a friend. Except maybe from it's better. One good day, the most harmless thing he'll do is give you an explanation of why those fiends have no choice ever being real. At worst, he's insufferable. He'll poke fun at you at every single chance he'll get. Asshole. What did I ever do to him? He never does that to better or sad. I only imagine how things would go down the moment I spill the word of what I saw. Nope, over my dead body. Before I taxed his attention, I shoved the Yetta deep into my bag.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Let's just go.
Doesn't look like a nothing to me.
We still have Zach's movie tonight, remember?
It's still early. And didn't you say your shift will end around 5 or 6? What about... Hey, Isabella, wait up!
Burst of air greets me as soon as the main door opens. Not the usual autumn draft, but it's still a welcome change from the different atmosphere inside the mansion. As footsteps are twitched behind me, the soles of his shoes thumping hard against the polished concrete in awkward cadence as he rushes to catch up. He calls out once, twice. Mansion still looms in the background. Whispers tore me back, shadows bettering. I don't get bad. No, that's fair. Wow, you walked all the way back to... We spend the ride back to Yuxburn City in a relatively quiet manner with only the radio's disjointed hum in the background to fill the silence. Occasionally, Ash will reach out to fiddle with it until the signal settles or it's on respectable volumes, but otherwise he doesn't say anything. Neither do I. However, if the fugitive chances he's been sent my way are signs, I know there are things he's been itching to ask since we left the mansion. Till my eyes trained on the passing scenery outside, it's small hope that my disinterest will dissuade him.
Here.
All of a sudden, he tosses something at me from a small compartment on his side. It hits me cheerily on the chin before I can make a move to attach it. The small package makes a soft yanded on my yap instead.
Sorry.
The I sent him wipes a smirk about to form cheerily off his face. He clears his throat, focusing his eyes on the rhododendron. I swear he did it on purpose. Ignoring him, I threw the half-a-dozen package on my yap.
I won't say no to free food, but why are you giving away cereal bars?
I always have one on my person, and you look like you're about to pass out back there. Have you eaten lunch yet?
Don't even have a chance to know, but just volunteer my stomach rumbles reality when an empty gnawing feeling in my belly becomes noticeable. No surprise there, I did sit breakfast on lunch, so I did attach better while she was on break. I was having a small meal after, I just with everything going on, I just forgot until Ash mentioned it. It's not like the whole Fiend's new to me though. If anything, it's just one of the Fiends I've gotten used to annoying over the years growing up. Oh, Isabella. Thanks, then I tear open the package and start nibbling on the edge of the bar. Apart from an acknowledged nod, Ash doesn't say anything after a small exchange. For that I am thankful. After getting an earful from Better and Rose, it's nice to be able to sit down with someone who's not going to nod at you.
How'd the open house go?
The usual. We got a bigger crowd than normal because of the property's fame, but really no different from the typical open house. On second thought, it actually looks like a fancy party more than an open house. I've never felt so underdressed in my life. Weren't you there?
I wasn't really listening.
I should have asked someone to kick you out.
No, you won't.
And what makes you so sure?
One, ever since you got assigned to this property, you've been freaking out about it. Rebecca's words, not mine. She's been complaining to me about how you talked your ears off, by the way. Two, despite your initial qualms about the place, you still took the job. Which brings us to three. It's been months since you last settled a deal, and you're short on money right now since you're back to your instant noodle diet.
Anime detective characters. They're either hit or miss for me. He's doing so far so well.
How do you even know about the last one?
Rebecca. Anyhow, you're hellbent on selling the mansion. Even if someone you know personally is in the tour group, you aren't going to just kick them out. Every single person who went on your open house is still a prospective client to you. Even me.
Okay. He's not entirely wrong. Wow, okay. Oh man, I walked right into that one, didn't I?
I hate you. I really hate you right now.
His answer is small, yeah, if the time streams. I'm right, I told you so. I hate it when he does that.
I'll have you know that there's already someone who's extremely interested in this property. So even if you expressed any sort of interest in it, I don't think they'd be willing to let you have it. Too bad.
Provided I didn't botch it with the rights. Madame Hannah in particular didn't seem too pleased with what I did. I was a bit paused. I hope she eats free donuts.
You don't seem too happy about it.
I am happy. Doesn't this look like a happy face to you?
Really? And here I was thinking you found another one stuffed in the sofa. Or is it the wardrobe this time?
It may not as a joke, but how close this to the truth made my blood run cold and my own heartbeat a heavy weight in my chest. All at once, the head of my bag feels a whole lot heavier, burdened by my own guilt and apprehension.
Yeah, well, things happened. Stuff the right couple might not be pleased about. No need to make a fuss about it. It's normal in the business.
You made them angry?
Not angry, just stuff happened.
Like?
Things.
Did
they do anything? Your clients, the rights, was it?
I can't answer that. Oh! Oh, I don't know. What did I do? Probably.
You keep asking me about my work, yet you haven't said a single word about yours.
Oh! Is it improved? That might have been improved.
That's not fair. Both you and Zach have literally disappeared off the face of the earth.
An oversaturation, but changing the subject to something else is still better than outright lying to him. Besides, it never works with him. I'm not sure if it's because I'm just bad at it or because he's just really faded at this job. He just answers me. Wait, is he a police guy? Is he a cop? Only momentary shifting glance over me and returned back to the road when he has made a sharp turn. Outside, the sun has already started its descent, casting a vibrant orange glow on the tall buildings. I wonder how long before he reaches the venue of Zach's film. Checking the street signs outside, it appears Ash has taken the yonder route. Odd, but he's probably trying to avoid the rush hour traffic.
Didn't we just talk a week ago over chat?
That's different. Linking your awful memes in the group chat box every morning isn't exactly a conversation.
Excuse me, I don't hear you calling them awful while you're laughing at all of them.
Shut up! And you aren't answering my question.
That earns him a soft punch to his arm. I did yaff at them, but I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of knowing that I find most of them funny. It already made his head bitter. Stupid Ash.
Alright. Lay off on the abuse. Remember that case I mentioned before?
Oh, he must be abused,
We've been trying to pin the bastard down, but it required more work than we anticipated. The guy's slippery like that. We got some good lead months ago.
Okay, perhaps it wasn't so weird, his analysis setting. He tells what he's doing in that time we haven't seen each other. His usual work, the occasional small investigation, the big taste he's been working on, stuff he didn't mention in the brief time we touched each other online. Although most of it are trimmed down version, only things you can tell, he's always been careful about that. Even in the ways he spins his answers to my question, just enough to satisfy my curiosity, but not enough to paint the whole picture. At one point he takes on a strange tone when he mentions something about the big taste, but I don't dwell on that much. That's normal, right? I mean, who wouldn't be frustrated if you couldn't bring someone to justice because they kept skipping out of your fingers? If I were in his shoes, I would definitely use my mind. His stories never cease to be entertaining and arduous. If things weren't the way they were about her, maybe I should have considered taking on the same job as him. Well, no, not really. Mama would never yell at that. But the idea is still there. Along with talented others, I've yet though. Time passes twitchy between us in the manor, and before I know it, we're already at the movie house. A small crowd is already formed in the front of the theatre when we arrive. Point of no return. The YIF Fest, short for Yotsburn Independent Film and Theatre Festival, attracts a bit of crowd annually this year. No difference. I've only been to a few indie film screenings with SAT, so I'm not an SAT expert on the matter. But I know that for people going to make a break in the industry, getting your film recognised by your friend, this is already a big deal. Especially with new Tommy out SAT, he hasn't even won an award, but just sent confirmation yesterday that the festival committee wants to include his movie in this year's lineup. Already puts a grin on his face for weeks. Speaking of the die, it's impossible to miss. At Sid's feet appears to zoom over most of the movie goers, and with yards built in heavy voice, it's no surprise when people give him a wide berth as he passes by. Something needs to mistake for someone intimidating at first glance. I did back when I didn't know any better. Acid too, I heard, once early in their friendship.
Oh, there's Zach!
Ah, he's adorable.
Hey, you guys! Long time no see!
Zach face judged up with a smile of his own. He moves towards us with careful steps, taking significant effort to make himself smaller as to not bump while accidentally hit anyone. Typical Zach. As he nears last, Tasty raising his hand and drinks in hand.
Sup, Z-Man, my main man. What's crack-a-lackin', my homie?
The audience that descends within the immediate vicinity of our small group is powerful enough. Somewhere to our for adult dinners, only then do I become aware of my mouth hanging open. Almost amazed how Aston say that yowled with a straight face. Almost. Seeing as Trad Red, I should be used to it by now, as Sat seems to be.
Yo, stop trying to act black, Ashton. And you're the only one who calls me Z-Man.
The fondness underneath his aspirated tone. If this were any other person, he would either be offended, but years of friendship and familiarity have made those words harmless to the other's ears. Or at least enough for both to take it in stride.
It's been a while, Zach.
I hope you didn't get into trouble again.
Not much to get into trouble lately without you, I'm afraid. I'll let you know if something comes up, though.
Nah, I ended up with Chicken Down stuck on me last time I agreed. I'd really love at least this year to pass without some sort of accident happening again.
Well, you met the main character, so
Hey, I take offense to that. It wasn't that bad.
You really have no idea.
A beat passes. It is Sat to ask.
Hey, I'm kidding! You know you can always count on me.
Oh, there's wanted signs here. Okay. His story, only two of them are privy to. Even now and then, Sat will just Sat's help on something. But I never really found out what the real deal is with these adventures. is sat tall as Ash towards it, and both aren't wearing the tail due to some unspoken agreement. She insists that if it's Ash, it's certainly not something Yedo or Yai threaten. I tend to beef on that. Sometimes. Ah well, boys with boys, I guess. Dave sat a small wave from behind Ash when his attention eventually turns to me.
Bella! Huh? Rebecca's now with you. Is she still sick?
A bit. But she's up and went to work this morning. You know she doesn't listen to anyone that's not Ash.
Yes, she does.
No, she doesn't. You're literally the only person she'll listen to when she's feeling stubborn.
And it's true, they've known each other far younger than any of us in our group, childhood friends and all.
But don't worry, Zach. She's probably on her way here now. She promised she wouldn't miss your movie.
Isabella! Oh, thank goodness!
Speed of the devil? Ah, I forgot what voice then. Without warding, the hand grabs me by the shirt and turns me around.
Becca, you're just in time.
I have to even battle you two, with the way her face is almost invading my personal space, but she places her hand on the either side of my face to keep me still. She stares at me intently, concern filling her eyes. Oh, she's been told.
Becca, you're squishing my face.
How are you? Are you alright?
Why wouldn't I be?
Rose called me earlier.
Ah. Those 4 words tell me all I need to know. Since I don't have my family even close by, and the only other relatives I have works on the far side of the country, I gave my company a better contact number in case of emergency. I should have known Rose would call her. I pushed better hands away from her face, although she yet still, her eyebrows remained drawn together.
Oh, no, everything's good. Rose covered for me at work today.
That's not what I'm talking about. How's your head?
Beside me, Ash snitters. Beside me, Ash, whatever. I bite back the urge to elbow him in the place of trying to avoid Betta's hands as she tries to reach out for the said area. I do my best to dodge her all at once, moving to hide behind Sat. Sorry for using this to shield Sat.
Oh, it's nothing. I just slipped off a few steps on my way down. I blacked out for a few seconds and had a minor bump, but it's just that.
You blacked out? It's not something to brush off. Come on, at least let me check it.
It's extremely minor. You wouldn't even know it's there.
Isabella, this isn't a laughing matter.
She did look pale when I saw her.
Wow, thanks a lot, Ashton, you traitor. I'll get you back for this. Just you wait.
What? I'm just saying it as it is. If you mentioned this earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
I'm sorry. Saw her?
Yeah, they arrived together. Bella looked fine to me then. I don't know.
Simon trusses Betta's face, but it's done before I can figure out what it is. Oh no.
Oh.
Drama.
That's good. At least she didn't have to travel alone, right? At least. Good.
Oh no.
See? I'm okay. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't.
Am I some sort of jealousy drama thing now?
And I don't want to miss Zach's film.
We can always watch it some other time. Sorry, Zachary.
No, it's good. But you guys should really keep it down. We're starting to attract some attention.
It's the premiere. The premiere's different. Right, Zach?
I shoot him a pedant yurt. That's a sensible die. You understand. Please understand.
Not really. But Rebecca has a point. In the end, I think it's your call.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
Please, Becca. I really don't want to miss it.
Actually, there's no characters really hate except for the rich people. Yeah, I want to set up the rich people. Please, Becca, I don't really want to miss... Oh, she went.
You're not missing it. We're just moving it on a different day so we can
We have to support Sat, I'm sorry.
Look, you guys.
Asks you outside as unexpectedly touched through the conversation. He's pinching the bridge of his nose as he speaks, something usually does when he's getting impatient.
If she says she's okay, then there's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we can stop her either. Besides, she's still acting like the same old Isabella to me, if she can still run around like that.
Why are you taking her side?
I was just suspecting a horror dame, not a relationship drama.
I'm not. But if she wants to watch Zach's movie with us, I'm not going to stop her. She's probably the one looking forward to it the most.
I'm scared of better. She's gonna stab me.
Ash, that's... You, of all people, should know...
Tell you what, if I notice something amiss with her, I'll take her to the nearest hospital myself. Is that good enough for you?
Oh, I know the answer for better voices there. With a yes, she breathes a deep breath and nods, a bent with a grateful reactions. I immediately tattle her into a hug.
Thanks, Becca.
It's always been you with him, isn't it?
Listen, Yav, I just want a hard time. I don't mean to cause drama. I swear, that's not my intention. That's not my
Did
intention.
you say something?
Me? Nothing. Don't mind me.
If you say so.
Hard time, I swear.
Okay, guys,
Give me the
showtime's
vampire
close, so I
rich
think
people.
I'm
That's what
gonna
I
get
tell
us
me
some
for.
snacks. My treat. And then let's head inside. Anyone here has a smaller bill?
I think I do. Hold on.
How rich are these characters? I'm not judging, but I'm just curious. I pull myself off from better to do then my word for my bad and
What's this?
here we go. It's already in Ash's hands before I can react. Behind him, Better and Sal are both dipping the piece of paper.
No! Give it back!
It's just a paper.
I don't care! Give it!
Looks ancient, too. Why do you keep this around?
I try to reach for it, but he holds the paper way above my head. I never particularly sensitive about my own height, but right now I really wish I had the advantage over him.
Don't open it!
What's the big deal? It's not like it's a love letter. I don't see any reason to... Hold on a second. This is, isn't it?
Even if it is, it's not for you.
Okay. Now I'm curious.
I'm telling you, it's nothing like that. It's...
Yes, my words are yours when he unfolds the paper. I can't breathe. The art is beautiful. The art is beautiful. And it's adorable. God, my heart feels stuck in my throat, pounding, fretting to burst out. Fairly, I notice my hands trembling at my sides, grasping them together. Doesn't do any good, they're still tossing about, but I hang them onto them regardless. The awful sick weight that has taken its toll in my stomach back, and the open house returns full force. How do I fix this? How do I fix this? How do I fix this? Someone, please. Today has turned out to be a horrible night.
Send this to 5 people or else. Well, that's... interesting.
Guys, I think we should listen to Bella first.
Thank you, Sat.
Aren't you a few days early for Halloween?
You must always be prepared for Halloween. Ash waves the paper in front of me, giving me a fleeting glimpse of its contents. I don't need to see it, I don't want to see it. The letters, the words, every stroke written yet is already embedded in my mind. Maybe I should have just thrown it away, but I had a chance that way.
It's not a prank.
It makes all of them stop, even I'm surprised by how steady my voice is.
What did you say?
Oh, I wasn't expecting their eyes to move.
This isn't a prank! I saw something!
Hold on. Are we still talking about this paper? Or is it about the urban legend again?
Both. I know it sounds ridiculous.
You're saying this is a primitive version of a chain letter, and now that we've seen it, we're now cursed.
Oh, so a chain letter is a thing. Okay, right.
You've got to be kidding me.
See? This is why I didn't want to tell you guys.
Isabella, aren't you taking this a bit too far?
It's not a joke! Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Right. And in broad daylight, Isabella. Even someone gullible would find the logic in that screwed up.
There's also no way in hell that this supernatural shit is true.
Why not?
But it's real!
My turn.
What
Zach,
do you think
my
I
side,
saw?
buddy?
Hallucination? A delusion? Didn't you say you fell down some stairs? So maybe Rebecca's right.
It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing.
Oh, they're angry.
We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
We are, and you know that. But this thing and that thing has got nothing to do with the other. When Rose called earlier, I thought she's just exaggerating.
But based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe it's better if we really postpone this for now.
Don't bother.
Though another word of snatched it out of Ash's hand, stuffing the back of my bag with more force than necessary. I'm tired. I'm not terse or doze, probably Yoss, a sail, tit and my open house. I'm supposed to be hosting. My own friends won't believe me, and all of them think I'm crazy. Yeah, that's not really today. Not really today. Oh, I pressed something. Trap. Honestly, there's so much of a person to take with something I just want to do back, turn on my bed and... I'm not sure what I pressed, but I'm going to continue. Before I can take this thing, we step away from the drink.
Guys!
Saturday even raises his voice when there's a point he wants to drive home, and him take on that tone completely throws me off. Even asked him better. Whatever harsh words yet to come out from the argument immediately died on our tongues.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her.
Yes, sir.
And hey, ain't this supposed to be a happy get-together? We haven't seen each other for months. I'd really love to know what y'all have been up to. I only ever get to talk to Bella over chat. Please.
He brought it home. He has a point. As for his attempts to get torn distant has also been looking forward to this. Even took time to talk this morning for a reminder. He never does that. Better too, I'm pretty sure there's another reason why she's out of bed today. Yet despite such attempts to open things up, Ash and Becca's between gestures, the tightness of my chest remains. I should have attempted to myself, or at least went with the idea that it was a prank. If I did, things might have turned out the way they had. No sour moods, no bad vibes. I wasn't given the option though to say that. Terriers, so terriers. Stay for the movie. Oh. I don't just do it for my friends that. I have to. Any other day I would choose myself and go straight home. But this is something special as that. Something he's worked so hard to bring to life. I should know better. Might be having a bad day, but being with a few people I care about far outweighs the idea of spending the rest of the day throwing a tantrum alone in my room. What if the things in the attic follows me home? I don't want to be yet with my thoughts either. I can see it whenever I close my eyes. Maybe I stay, yet yeah, our heads tool down first before telling them what happened. Listen to me. Something you can't solve from Tom head. One step at a time, Isabella. That's what Mama used to tell me. Besides, I don't have the heart to dish that. You just can't hear them. The smile is back in my face when I get back at them.
If we keep arguing here, we're going to miss the first few minutes.
All right, that's the Isabella I know.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry.
This time I really do send an elbow straight to his stomach. Still without being virtually Karen has his perks too.
What was that for?
Stop calling me a crybaby! I'm not one!
Aw, don't cry.
Stop it!
Okay, scaredy cat then.
That too! If you repeat that, I swear I'll...
Let's just go.
By another word, Beth goes inside. She doesn't even stop to wait for us when I talk after her. Ash and I exchange looks at that. The same twist and yikes swimming inside our minds. Does something happen at school after IF? Is she having a bad day? Ooh, relationships. Oh no! Rebecca! So she's the first one to fall. I see. Interesting. I asked Yeta about it.
So, you guys go catch up with her. I'll go get us the food I promised.
But you'll miss it!
Didn't you say watching a movie without food ain't fun? And it ain't like I haven't seen it. I made it, remember?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I'll be in there soon.
So many times he must have seen it. One friendly tap on my shoulder and then he's done. A few movie doers are still moving about. Some are still waiting in the line for tickets, but otherwise most have tried already inside. So much for us to do here now. And a word of protest comes from me when Ash gestures for the two of us to head inside.
And then?
Are you sure it wasn't one of the cleaning crews?
Absolutely sure.
Somehow, halfway through the movie, the conversation steered towards what happened in the mansion. To be fair, Sad was the one who brought it up again. In his own movie's premiere. Now the film just serving as a background noise while we're speaking in hushed tone, careful not to disturb anyone inside the small hall. Well, except for Ash. I just hope we don't end up arguing about it then, or we get tit out for sure. Then tit out from seeing your own movie you made, that's kind of interesting. Though with how Ash's voice is, oh yeah, I read that one. Only better still remains engrossed in the film, completely ignoring us. She's been quiet the whole evening, and speaking only when referred to. If I didn't know any better, I think we did something that offended her. Did we?
And then I ran. You heard what happened after.
I still think it's something else.
It was standing right in front of me, Ash.
He's one of the smartest people to know, but geez, he should yearn to listen. Plus, didn't he say he didn't believe in these things? Why is this conversation
I heard what you said, but it's a small room. There are a lot of things someone else could have done there without your knowledge. If I could see it up close, maybe I can...
I am not going back there.
Ain't that a problem if you're hosting an open house?
Rose does the first floor tour.
I ain't sure ghosts can be restricted to one room, Bella.
There are no ghosts, Zach. Stop putting useless ideas in her head.
Yeah, but I was thinking, maybe all the house needs is a blessing. Wasn't it left uninhabited for years?
I have that. I really do. Oh, the house did change hands over the years from one distant relative of the Ermidad to the another. This is a long episode, I do apologise, but with meat and bones, as I said, meat and bones. None of them bothered to live in it though, and remain that way up until its current owners decided to sell it. Having done through all the background in order to the juicy stairs. Juicy, oh my god, what am I even saying? Why didn't I think
I didn't peg you as the religious type, Zach.
Nothing like that, Ash. Who knows, though? It might bring something positive to the place.
That's not a bad idea. I just don't know where I could find someone.
You're not seriously considering his suggestion, are you?
Do you have a better idea?
I know where. I could contact him for you if you want.
You'd do that?
Or we can find you a psychologist instead.
There are only a few times in my life where I wish my dear was until. This is one of those.
Ash, that is not a very appropriate thing to say right now.
No, wait, that's not what I meant. Ethnographer. I meant ethnographer. This guy's a psychologist too, of course, if you...
Ashton, if you don't stop...
Rebecca knows the guy I'm talking about too. She can vouch for him.
Better tears her eyes away from the screen as the mention of a name.
Huh? What? Oh, are you talking about Professor Andrew? He used to work with my parents at the university. And can you guys keep it down?
Sorry, the scaredy cat here mentioned curses. Not that I'm saying this is one, but talking to him is a better solution for me than getting a random priest to bless an old house. He'll even help you figure things out, teach you a couple things, and probably put your fears to rest since this looks to be bothering you a lot.
Oh, that's my right too. What's that suggestion is something I'm more familiar with. David, they don't believe me. They're only giving me these suggestions to put my mind at ease, but it's better than being ignored or being laughed at. I can't take comfort in knowing that they are willing to hear me out. Oh, I can't.
So, what do you think?
It's your call. We'll go with whatever you want.
I don't know.
Meet the priest, meet with the professor. Ooh. So obviously it's either going to make Sat or Ash happy. I do love my boy Sat so much. I'm the priest.
I'll think about it. But maybe we could go with Zach's idea?
Yes. Yes.
I'm not so sure about that.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to try, right? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At
Oh,
least we
we're in the
did
process of
something than
house,
just
aren't
stand
we?
around.
Oh, that's something awful.
I'll let you know when he's available, Bella.
Thanks, Zach. I knew I could count on you.
Guys, I said keep it down. You keep insisting that we still watch it. Yet you're not even paying attention yourselves.
It ain't a big deal, Rebecca. I'm the one who broached the subject in the first place.
Oh.
It's still your film, Zachary. A good film, mind you. You worked hard on this. The least we could do is watch it with you.
And that's what you're all doing. I really appreciate all of you making time for this.
Sorry, Becca. We'll stop now.
For an apology yet, even if Ash is the only one She to be reprimanded, but her attention is already back on the strain. She's annoying us then. When Beta is acting this way, there's a big chance something's known at her. We need to talk. We will fall into uncomfortable silence after this time only you can share with people you're most at ease with. For the first time today, the atelier is forgotten my bad, if only for a few hours. Night is falling us by the time we've exited the movie house. By the 8 hours, the streets are still bustling full of people. Those about to head home. Those set to meet someone, even those who are simply wandering about. One is a sea of unfamiliar souls. It strikes me how easy it is for one to get yachts in a city as nondescript as yacht sport. I was afraid too. At one point back when I was new, had us just set foot in this place. Now familiar faces walking me, just feel each other home. Saturn asked bid us to buy shortly before Beta and I crossed on the other side of the street. The former came into he's got the few freelance jobs to take care before the day's ends, and Ash? Who knows, he never tells. Suddenly will just randomly appear at your doorstep looking for a piece of trash. He does that to Sat a yacht, much to the yachter's frustration. But he's a bit to die too, in spite of the bad air he gives off.
Thanks for today, everyone!
No problem, Zach. I'm sorry for what happened earlier.
Oh, there it is.
Huh?
Oh, straight away? A sensation. Toad sitting, drowning, my chest tightened, breathing, but only effort. I can taste blood in my mouth, the edges of my vision blurs. In distance, amidst the countless nameless people going about their lives, a voice reaches out to me. Pleading even as I jumps my eyes tight as claps my hands over my ears. Whispering, whispering, whispering. Torn out.
No, not me.
Somebody help me.
Isabella? Earth to Isabella?
At a voice, the whole world suddenly snaps back into place, moments dawn. When I open my eyes, Bella raised an eyebrow at me and questioned.
Weren't you listening? Are you coming with me?
Oh, yeah. Just, okay. Sorry, I spaced out.
You always do that.
I followed her out to paint, but not before seeing a chance to the far end of the street. Where the voices came from, where never set her eyes might be staring at me. Nothing. There's only Sat and Ash watching us as we head back to Betty's Park Hotel. I'm expecting to see something or someone there. I try not to let it show, try not to faint of the tiny pinpricks of fear drawing at the pit of my stomach.
See you guys some other time.
Yeah, see ya!
Another chance we'll find a way, but go our own ways. I know what I saw, I don't know what I heard, I don't want to know. And if this would help me sleep tonight, what would give back to that normality in my life, then so be it. Okay, darkness chases around me, gasping, pulling, engulfing me. The drown caves in without warning and falling. My eyes snap open. For instance, it doesn't immediately recognize where I am. Both my bad shoulders ache after I've fallen asleep all hunched over the night before. Drenched in sweat, the nest of pillows I often keep around me feels more suffocating than comforting. You almost just a bright morning light streaming through my window and I yell my breathing to slow down before untangling myself from the pile. I haven't heard a single dream about since coming to Yuxburg, or at least none I can recall having. It's a shame because they used to be so vivid. Not bravely vivid, but more pleasant time I'll tell my siblings about. Maybe it's just a stress over our own. Knowledge that I'll always wait up in empty apartments with no one to talk to tell stories to.
What time is it?
Okay, I'm gonna end it here because this is a yawn episode. There may not have been a yacht spooks, but the thing is we had to sort of get introduced to everyone before we can progress. With all this context, the next couple of episodes to be a lot more intriguing, a lot more wild to see where it leads to. So, apart from that, I will see you on the next one. I hope you had the time. And, oh my god, I want that ram so much. That ram is beautiful. Anyway, I'll see you shortly. Have a good one. Farewell for now. What was it doing? My hands are weird. Anyway, bye-bye.